People say that the Galaxy S10 is the last truly great phone that they made. Really? Before they started removing features and becoming worse than Apple. Oh no. People love this phone and they swear it was peak Samsung. But was it really? Does it really matter what features they started removing? And just for fun, I tried turning this into a modern phone by hacking it. I re-encoded the MD5 hash and triangulated the spectrum of the OC3 optical line. I just made that up. I put One UI 7 on it with Android 15 and I regretted it. Let's dive into this mess. 2019, the pre-pandemic year when life wasn't moving at 100 miles an hour. It was a completely different timeline, but it also happens to be the year when Samsung presumably made their last good phone. What happened? Well, first, I need to acquire the phone. After about 4 seconds of searching, I found this Galaxy S10 Prism Black. Bro, it's just black for £155. I checked the store on Maps and I found that it only had a 3.7 star rating. But why? Stood waiting to be served, one assistant with customer in front of me, other assistants standing chatting. After several minutes, assistant walks over to the counter, ignoring me, and serves a chap that just walked in. Well, let's go there anyway. And here it is. Oh, ice cream truck, yummy. Anyway, this couple was not happy. And I kid you not, when I walk into the shop, they just stood there staring at me in disgust, as if I stole their baby or something. This is why I hate recording in public. The store was fine, but then I noticed that the TV was dented pretty badly, which is what I imagine my face would have looked like if I kept recording that couple. I stood in line for like a good 46 seconds before I was even acknowledged, but it's fine because I picked up the phone. And just look how many phones they have that I could review. I'm looking at you, iPhone 11. Overall, a pretty stressful experience. Anyway, what is the deal with this phone? What a mess. What the hell? Anyway, here's the phone and the 1 billionth cable to go in my drawer, never to be used again. First of all, let's get rid of this stupid sticker. Okay, I understand. It's light. There's a headphone jack. And here's something you don't see very often. There's no camera bump. This thing is basically completely flat. Oh, and also the camera is positioned in the corner, whereas my main phone or any other phone has a camera in the middle. I wonder why they changed that. You pick it up and straight away you get this nice cozy feeling. It's like it was made for my hands. I can see why people want the mini phones to return because look at this. The 6.8 inch feels like a whole workout. When this phone came out, they did not hold back. They gave us everything. The headphone jack, the micro SD, variable aperture, heart rate monitor, a thin, beautiful design. What else could you ask for? But then something awful happened. Samsung started to remove features from their phones, and I'll tell you, the big three. First, they removed the headphone jack next year from the S20. 2, they removed the micro SD card from the S21. And 3, they removed the Bluetooth functionality from the S Pen on the S25 Ultra. Samsung had reasons like better user experience, a bigger battery, but most importantly, they like money. Who doesn't like money?
I like money!
But this is corporate greed, and they started to become more like Apple. Anti-consumer tactics. Each year, charging you more and giving you less. But this got me thinking, does it really matter? And before you say like, oh, at least we had a choice if we wanted to use those features or not, yes, but we have alternatives now like cloud storage or Bluetooth. And I'm not defending Samsung, I'm just saying what's done is done. They're not gonna go back and give us those features. They like
money!
This might just be my experience, but when I used this phone for a couple of days, I didn't care about the headphone jack. Because the only time that I used wired headphones was when I was editing videos on my setup. Otherwise, I much prefer to use wireless headphones. I didn't care about the micro SD card because all my photos are on Google Photos and I get like 200 gigs for £2. And I know for a fact that they're not going to be corrupted. I didn't care about the variable aperture because what the hell even is the point? Sure, you can let in less light and have sharper photos with less background blur, but most of the time, you do need the light. So you're gonna be shooting wide open anyway. And nowadays, if you want to shoot something up close, you just use the ultra wide camera because that's also the macro camera. The point is, I think people romanticize those features a little bit too hard. Maybe there's an aspect of nostalgia because for some reason the pre-2020 years were just the best. And people just preferred the way that things were back then. Maybe they just like having an abundance of features. Personally, I couldn't give a rat's ass about any of these cool features that I gained. I just wanted to go back to my main phone. Which is why I decided to install a custom ROM. You see, for whatever reason, Samsung decided to give this phone only 3 years of software support. Bruh, this phone is already outdated by 3 years. And it feels like it came out like the other year. Therefore, I decided to put Android 15 on it, because why not? I'm gonna link the tutorial down in the description because I was gonna show you how to do this step by step, but I just ran into so many problems. Odin kept failing even though that's like the first step. But then after some help from my friend, Smaznug, is that supposed to be like a Samsung ripoff? I unlocked the bootloader, installed a bunch of crap, and started installing the ROM. And finally, we have One UI 7. But I was kind of disappointed. Now look, here's the problem. When I go to unlock this phone, there's a bit of a delay. And when I go for the fingerprint, there's a delay. I'm not even exaggerating. It feels like someone's live streaming and I'm remote controlling this phone. There's actually like, I can actually feel some kind of an input lag. It's just weird. And there's also a funny bug. So let me show you. So this phone is 60 Hz, right? But if you go to motion smoothness, there's an option for high, which is minus 2 billion Hertz. What? Also, the contactless payment is now broken. So it got me thinking, why the hell did I upgrade to this stable version? The only thing that's stable right now is my disappointment. But yeah, I'm definitely going back to stock firmware. And not this again. After going back to stock firmware, it was back to normal, just a regular phone running Android 12. And once again, I don't really think any of these features make the phone special unless you specifically want them. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a generic script. This phone is still great in 2025, the camera is good, and I think the performance is still fine. Shut the hell up. Of course this phone is still good, it's only like a couple years old. I don't have any clips of me suffering with this phone or having any major problems because I didn't. Surprise, surprise. In fact, apart from an outdated operating system, it's not that different. In fact, the S25 is actually slightly thinner, it's only a tiny bit heavier, it's 0.1 inches bigger, mostly from the smaller bezels, and then of course it has bigger cameras, brighter screen, and bigger battery. That's kind of it. Samsung hasn't really done much in the past 5 years. And people keep saying, oh, the S10 was the best. No, the Note 20 Ultra was the best. Oh no, the S23 Ultra was the best. Bro, the latest phone is the best phone. What are you talking about? The S25 is objectively better than anything before it, even though it's boring. Oh, and someone said that the S10 was the last complete phone because it was the best without needing to go for Ultra. But bro, you don't need the best, you can just go for the regular S25 or the A36 or like any other $200 phone. I've been pretty harsh on this phone, but what I'm trying to say is that it's a pretty good phone, but meh, there's nothing really special about it. And TLDR, the S10 is good if you want it, I guess, but I don't really care.